night a bitch nigga shot a real nigga. But we don't make no diss records, we just deal with it. Plus I be going through a lot, I never talk about it. And they using niggas songs in court, so I can't talk about it. Rap niggas think I'm dumb, like I don't see the play. I let them think they got the ups, then get them out the way. On FaceTime, my brother telling me he shot my mama, telling me to chill, but I know he seen that nigga face. But that's enough about that part. Talking about respect, well, it's a must about that part. Playing with my money, well, then it's up about that part. Cause when it's time to play ball, don't give a fuck about that part. They know I'm that nigga when they see me. Her man crush been a hater, her little brother won't beat me. Her friend been on my dick since I was passing out CDs. Her baby daddy a marker and her boyfriend probably a weenie. 3,300 on my book bag. Let some niggas in the past, but I don't look back. Shit kinda different, I ain't the man that I was. I seen death in too many forms and I ain't never really shook that. Don't let him rock you to sleep, true colors better believe him. I know that God got me, but I be riding with my reaper. Praying with my kids and even then I got my heater. And I be stepping so hard, this hoes in $1,000 sneakers. Take your bitch when I meet her and you ain't seen her in about 3 days. Knew I was a threat, I passed that stick like a relay. Spin it back to back, it's like a motherfucking replay. Turn your son into a bitch when I shoot, I think I'm D-Wade. Told him I'm a savage, if I want it, I'ma have it. Playing with my lettuce, cook your head like a cabbage. Tell them that I'm rich and I'm solid, that's the advantage. Bitch, bad kids, fresh little nigga, you can't stand it. Tell them big checks, yardsticks, not a root. All I smoke is ops and I don't never smoke a hookah. Looking for a blessing that's worth it, Jesus and Judas. Tell them niggas game 6, my whole team full of shooters. I slide on a nigga like a motherfucking flip-flop. Pressure on your homie and I promise he a flip-flop. Talking that wookie-woo, something. I know the police listen, so I ain't really saying nothing. I know these niggas envy, they can't manage how they feel. Jealousy's for bitches, you niggas pussy for real. A nigga get the drop and he happen to shoot. First we heal up and get back, we ain't going on the shirt, I swear to God. That wookie-woo, something. I know the police listen, so I ain't saying nothing. Talking that wookie-woo, something. Nigga cock back and aim and leave you bleeding where you running, swear to God, nigga.
What's the deal, y'all? 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 Rich Trapper tapping in TNN Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cracking the same here at TNN Trap News Network. We back in this thing. We back in this thing. We back in this thing like cracking the same, man. Like, comment, subscribe. That's a viewer's choice request. For those of y'all who know, you know, don't worry about it if you don't. We're gonna jump into this content, but before we do, like, comment, subscribe. You know what you can use some knowledge, though. You ain't gonna get nobody's college, though, big dog. Tap in with the tap in to make sure you are in fact tapped in with the tap in. You feel me? We finna jump into this content. News you can use, knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college. We finna lock in. We finna slide into these YouTube streets and see what's going on this beautiful Sunday. You wanna be a part of Trap News Network family? Hit me up on Instagram. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Tell the people how you stole the interview. Controversial. He tucked his tail.
Okay, well, let's just lay out the scenario for people. Is that we had an interview planned for tomorrow with Yak Gotti, obviously, of
Who's we?
the YSL trial. Me and Remo.
You and who?
Me and Remo.
You and who?
You're gonna lie now. And
You
you're
and
gonna act
Remo?
like you were in on this and like you didn't run up in it in the last minute.
No,
Me,
you and who?
Why are you?
You and Remo.
You want to do your little tantrum thing before I actually say what actually
You and
happened?
Remo.
Me and Remo have been working this week to get the Yak Gotti interview lined up. We agreed on a dollar amount tomorrow. We're going to do it. You hit me up this morning and said, oh, Yak Gotti's going to come on the ADAM22 show. Now, this is a problem because with the amount that we're paying Yak Gotti, we can't just do the ADAM22 show with him. Me and you have a profit sharing agreement in place. So unless he's willing to do it for free.
You know what? Maybe I should start being on what y'all pay these people because you must be overpaying some of these people. Because at the end of the day, let's be real. I'm going to be real and I'm going to tell all you artists out there, especially you dudes that ain't got no flame, right? No Jumper is the 70%. They ain't doing No Jumper a favor.
I would love to never have to pay anybody for an interview again. Real. I'm just saying that if we look at it as a big interview that is going to cost a fee, I think that's fair given everything that Yak Gotti's gone through. So we
whatever Yak then went through ain't got a damn thing to do with No Jumper. No Jumper is giving him a visual, right, to help him get back online. We ain't dealing with somebody that got $1 million or even 500,000.
He has a very important story to tell. And I also know for a fact that he's going to Vlad and that Vlad is paying him.
Hold on.
So if we want to be in that conversation, then we're going to have to.
What I'm saying is, I'm the one exposed the interrogation footage.
Main character syndrome that you're making it all about yourself. Nobody cares about that.
So many places in the last 2 weeks, I can't remember who I was just having a full conversation with about main character syndrome being an actual something that can be diagnosed. And my therapist told me to work on it, so to stop like being so involved in myself and thinking everything's about me, because main character syndrome is a thing. It's a thing, it's a thing, it's a thing. Forget who I was just talking to about that, but me and somebody was having like a real deep conversation about that. With that all being said, have y'all noticed that little by little, week by week, Adam talks to WACK more and more like a 304? More and more like a 304, little by little, week by week. He goes, so you want to just do your little tantrum bullish right now, and then we can actually speak like adults? He talked to him like a kid. So you want to throw your tantrum and then destroy your room before I make you clean it up again and then make you stop? He white parents WACK. He deals with him like a white parent. Like, he gentle parents him. And Adam is gentle parenting WACK100. We are watching WACK get gentle parented by ADAM22. Because it's like, are you gonna throw your tantrum and mess up your room and then flip the table over? Okay, well, I'm gonna let you express yourself, but when you're done, you need to clean your room back up. Basically, is what he's saying. Like, so okay, I'm gonna let you throw your tantrum, and then when you're done, I'm gonna blah blah blah. I'm just something I thought. I know this. It's the tree. It's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. To all the dads.
The interrogation footage.
Main character syndrome that you're making it all about yourself. Nobody cares about that.
No, hold on. I'm gonna tell you what they care about.
Nobody remembers, and nobody cares.
I'm gonna tell you what they care about. If I'm the one that exposed the interrogation footage of him in there saying and doing things he wasn't supposed to do, and then he goes on the Danza Project a week ago, and they ask him about what WACK did, and he has some real strong things to say about WACK. I think the people would love to see Yak Gotti pull up on WACK, the one that exposed him, because y'all not gonna ask the questions. Y'all soft.
No, we are gonna ask the questions.
Y'all ain't gonna. How you
we
gonna
actually are gonna ask him.
You
everything.
don't even know the details to ask him.
You don't know what to ask him. No offense, you're a very good podcaster, but you are a dog shit interviewer.
I'm a what?
You have no idea how to do an interview.
What?
I mean, everybody out there knows it too.
I don't interview like you.
Right, which is to say that when you do interviews, you sit there and talk about yourself the whole time.
No, I don't.
Yes, many such cases.
No, I don't.
They know.
I don't talk about me.
Yes, you do.
I talk about them. I remember when I brought Zoe Osama, the minute I asked him something about him, you went into some gay
But
shit.
that wasn't an interview. That was just a regular episode, and he was supposed to be the co-host. But you misinformed him, so he thought it was supposed to be an interview, which resulted in a very, very awkward conversation.
So you telling me when Yak Gotti comes here tomorrow, whenever he comes, you don't think he's going to talk about his music or projects he got coming out?
We'll let him talk about that once we get past all the other stuff, yeah.
So, okay, but you're going to let him talk about it, right?
Yeah, of course.
So you and Remo and Yak, that's a safe conversation.
No, we're going to ask him everything. You're going to sit there and talk about banging R&B the whole time.
No, it does. Listen.
So, Yak, I was banging my girl yesterday. Let me tell you, the condom slipped.
See, Adam, you always bring my girl up. The reason why, you don't like talking about your girl, because the other dude is banging your girl, because they all over the internet.
Right. Yeah.
They on yachts. I don't know. I'm starting to get mad. I got a problem with him now.
Is so engulfed in main character syndrome that he doesn't even realize that him being mad at Jason Love for smacking ADAM22's wife just proves the point that he can't stop making things about himself. Why are you mad about his wife slobbing a knob? You need to be mad at the side knob your wife is slobbing on. Message. Because we all know R&B got the side nigga. If you know, you know. If you don't worry about it. With that all being said, the main character syndrome is real. The main character syndrome is real. The main character syndrome is real. The main character syndrome is very real. Not everything is about you, WACK. Not everything is about you, my good friend. It went from going to Yak Gotti to now you mad because Adam called you a trash interviewer, which you are. He might be a good podcaster. I mean, what's with a podcast? Somebody who talks to the camera. So I mean, yeah, he's a good podcaster because nobody can talk about nothing for hours like WACK. But as far as interviewing, nobody wants to be interviewed by somebody who, when you don't agree with them, is going to try to make themselves seem right and smart when they're wrong and stupid. So, interviews are hard.
I'm starting to get mad at this dude.
Okay.
This is a fact, bro. It's bothering me. I don't even like the dude no more.
Honestly, hype it up. Get on Instagram, make a whole big thing out of it.
I'm just being real because there's too much going on. It's too much. That what it says is too much. So yeah, okay, cool. But the controversy is Yak Gotti pulls up to the West Coast on WACK100 after he exposed him. It's only one person did that. There's only one other person. Only one other person did that.
So when
that was Snoopy. Snoopy badass pulled up.
If we were to tell the world, hey, we got a Yak Gotti interview coming up, less than 1% of people are going to be like, ooh, I would love to see Wack and Yak go head to head.
No, you know what I always hear? And you need to tell these people this. Wack, why these people you expose when they go to No Jumper, you ain't nowhere around? He don't tell me.
True. Because, all right, this is the thing.
You don't tell me. They want to see. Listen, Yak could have sat right here and would have been in conversation, right? Because at the end of the day, I seen what I seen. The content I got came from Atlanta. It came from his
I understand that you're very wrapped up in your own little social media games, but the thing about me is that I'm running an actual business. Now, let me explain how paying for an interview works. Is that we give them X amount of dollars, we take the interview, we chop it up into parts, and then we release it clip by clip because that's the way that we're going to make the most money off of that content. And then
you do that with all the interviews.
And then be able to pay for the amount of money that we gave the person. If we have Yak Gotti on this podcast, which again comes out every Sunday, what's going to happen is that you are going to kind of remove all of the excitement about the other interview that we're going to do. And then we're going to put this one out. It's not going to earn that much. And we're supposed to split the money with you. And I asked you, I'm like, well, do you want to split the fee for Yak and then just give him that money out of this?
These dudes. I think you overpaying these dudes, especially right now.
Well, it makes sense that you would have that opinion as somebody who has never had to pay anybody for an interview and not me who's actually
his own little subtle ADAM22 way and treating Wack like a 304 don't you nosy. He just put Wack on blast for not having no chili. He know that Wack can't afford to pay Yak Gotti. He know he can't afford that. Adam knows the financial hardship that Wack is going through right now. First of all, Wack is dressing like a 16-year-old kid that came from East Los. Number one, you feel me? Nothing against East Los, but y'all know damn well y'all not the most fashionable part of LA. Y'all know this, you feel me? So I ain't trying to talk shit about nobody, but it's called spade a spade. Some nice dressing people in East Los, and if you're one of them, shout out to you. But in totality, nobody's looking at East Los for fashion. No, I'm not gonna lie. Hit my blunt. Anyway, so Wack dresses terrible. Dressed like an Edgar. Swear to God, grown ass man. And Adam's talking to you like you a skater boy. See you later, boy. That nigga said that's because I'm running an actual business. Basically, you're an idiot. I gave you the opportunity to pay for your half to go in with Yak Gotti, and Wack can afford Yak. Wack ain't got no money for no Yak. So I ain't talking about a shot. I'm talking about Gotti. Why is Wack so wrapped up in this whole Yak Gotti thing? I didn't think that he really thought that deeply about it. I always kind of gave him more credit for not pumping his own head up so much in that situation, but clearly he's super invested into this. And this is another weird situation of a grown man being invested into the life of somebody arguably 20 years younger than him. But that's a different story for a different To Catch a Predator day. Yeah, man, so let's just kind of take it back into this one, see how far this goes.
Very interesting that you feel like you have more authority about that subject than me, where this is literally what I do every day.
Adam, I guarantee you, I can take that lane of your business and make it make more sense. This is a fact.
Nobody wants to see you do an interview. No offense.
What? You paying these dudes to come on a platform that's helping them.
Yes, but in the current interview ecosystem that we exist in, the biggest interviews, especially with people who aren't necessarily pushing something or have a product in hand that they're trying to get out there. Like, for instance, let's say Yak Gotti, a year down the road, he's got a new mixtape. He really wants to promote the mixtape. People are already sick of hearing him talk about the YSL trial and everything like that. Then that might be a time in which him doing a free interview makes sense. But given that he still has all this mystique around him because he was part of one of the biggest trials in hip hop history, I think it's fair and it makes sense that we
took it to the box. Everybody watched that already. So it really ain't nothing to talk about. What people want to talk about is the bullshit.
No. We're going to talk about the bullshit and everything that happened during the trial.
So I got to give you what to say. That's what it is. Because I don't think you know.
I don't think we need to know anything from you. But if you want to send over some ideas, sure.
You don't need, it's our content. You don't even know what it is.
What?
You don't even remember the punchline in the interrogation. It's one punchline. It was a lot of bullshit.
The fact that you think that the video of the interrogation is the most interesting thing is because you're obsessed with yourself and you can't really see past things that involve you.
Do you know it was people that was involved in the YSL trial that was told on back then?
I haven't really 100% dug into the research that we've done.
Let's carry on.
My team is putting together the questions.
Team,
I will review the questions tonight, and then I will watch a bunch of supplementary information.
I'm going to give you the shit, all right? I'm going to give you a few things because some of these names, you're going to say, whoa, whack. I didn't know he got out on him back then. Because some of these dudes you've already interviewed, right? So I'm going to give you the things, and I'm going to give you the craziest punchline that he said, right?
What's that?
Huh?
What was that?
Do you want me to wear a wire? I can bring you back some more information.
Oh, yeah, we're going to ask him about all that, yeah.
Right? And y'all going to let him spin because your understanding and Remo's understanding is from the civilian side of it. Y'all know it ain't right.
We are on a mission to be fair and objective and to really probe into the innermost details.
We're not, it's no fair to that. It's about, are you going to cop to and admit to what you did? Are you going to keep it gangster like 6ix9ine did? It is keeping the gangster rats.
What did 6ix9ine keep gangster?
He said, I ratted. Right. I ratted, so what?
But he also made up the shit about Shotty and Sarah and did a whole lot of other shit to justify his decision.
No, he ain't make none of that up. Common sense tell you if he the only one looking at 48 years as the goddamn head of it, that only comes from people underneath you involved telling them things you've done. So sometimes the common sense of the law tells you some of these dudes did something. He was the only one looking at the kingpin. That means they're saying he gave us the money to do this. He had us do that. He paid us to do this, do that, do that. So when they press play, you know, okay, 6ix9ine looking at 47 years. This dude looking at what? 15. He looking at what? 12, 10. But yet these were the main players. So you know some of these people had to give the feds the information and point the finger at him. I'm just saying, run your content, talk about the YSL trial that we all watched. He beat that. He took that to the box. Salute to him. Right? He got stabbed the day before he got out. That could have been over canteen, a brawl, a look, a nigga mad that he beat. It could have been over anything, right? He did what he's supposed to do with that. But it is a few things that, you know, that he did that he shouldn't have did. And I told him last night, I respect you more if you stand on it and say, that's what you did. But don't tell me I'm crazy.
There is 0% of me that has any interest in doing an interview with somebody who told and not asking them a thorough set of questions about.
What the issue is, WACK is trying to do an interrogation. Adam's trying to do an actual interview. Adam is making an amazing point when I was just saying off camera. An interview is you allowing that person to get off what they need to get off from their words and their points and all that kind of stuff. It's not for you as an interviewer to sway their opinion, to, you know, make them feel what you feel or say what you want them to say and all that kind of stuff and all that blah, blah. Maybe you can get them to see a different perspective and all that. That's fine, you know, within reason. But at the same time, overall, your job is not to, you know, basically, oh, you know, you ain't going to ask real questions. You're going to let them skate. You're going to let them do this. You're going to let them do that. Bro, it's an interview. It's not an interrogation. What you want to do is get on Clubhouse and yell at people with laying on your stomach, swinging your feet with 3 fingers in your bukas. Don't nobody want to sit here and deal with you, buka man. Nobody wants to deal with you, buka man. And I think we can all agree with Adam. That'd be a whole. That's a nice house. That shit fire. We can all agree that you would do terribly with this interview because all you want to do is yell at this man and all this kind of stuff and blah blah blah, which in fact might make for a terrible interview. He decides that you're not worth his time because honestly you're probably not worth a pimple on a rat's ass. But pimples on rats' asses are hard, you feel me? Shit, rats get pimples on their asses, would assume so because anything with skin can get a pimple. I digress. Yeah, it's just pointless, bro. It's just pointless. It just doesn't really make sense for you to be here at all. The little Adam and WACK show thing with the bam, I guess that's cool, but like nobody wants to see you do an actual interview. You feel me? At all. You got 13 and a half minutes
to be a ninja when you're doing that segment?
What does being a ninja consist of?
You've been around enough of us. I think you know.
Just wild out. Just
No.
Stand on the table.
What are you
what
trying
kind of
to say?
behavior?
What are you saying about ninjas?
I don't know. And are we talking about actual ninjas or are you talking about the N-word?
I mean, the N-word are actual ninjas.
You know, and you've taken the N-word and now you're using the ninja emoji, which is fine, but now you're saying ninjas and I'm supposed to be able
We've
to
been
parse
saying
whether
ninja
it's
for damn near 30 years
ninjas
now.
or the N-word.
Yo, we've been saying that. That's really started in prison. I'm going to keep it real.
Ninja is new.
No, it's not. Are you crazy?
Relatively.
All the older homies, when I got to the joint, was saying ninja. They didn't like us saying the N-word at all. They was already converting over. That's like mid-90s. This is a fact. I swear to God. I never would say, I'm just starting to say it because maybe I done got old. It is what it is.
Okay, so very, very interesting topic that we also have to discuss. So over the weekend, Seti Nash, who is from Sacramento, you were actually the person who alerted me to this.
I talked to him.
He brought Little Woody to Rolling 60s territory. I don't think that he thought that this was a big deal, and it seemed like everybody that he brought Little Woody around was just as happy. You know, they definitely weren't looking at Woody as a snitch. They were looking at him as, this is the funny motherfucker from the YSL trial and all these 20 versus 1s. They were happy to have him there. Once they leave,
The internet
starts talking. Eventually, Seti Nash is forced to issue an apology for bringing Woody there.
Look, man, I'm finna enjoy dinner with my girl. Father's Day, she took me out because she loved me. Don't worry about what I got going on. Y'all know the deal, though. Red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest. It's free Avenue Angels, so he's free. We are gone.